Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's reading. As some of you may know, creating energy art is a huge part of my work. So I'm sharing a little bit more of that with you today. And that's how I'm going to introduce each pile, each reading. So um, choose energetically. See which one you're drawn to. It might not be your color, or it might not be, the image that maybe appears in each one that draws you in. It's more the feeling, which is what energy is all about, isn't it? So the first one, this will be reading number one, and it produces several images. But see what you're drawn to. And reading number two, a lot of purple and blue. Again, see what draws you in. Lots going on there. And reading number three, some different mix of colors. And some interesting movement here. So go ahead, choose from pile one, pile two, or pile three, and I'll see you in your reading. Reading number one, welcome. If you are drawn to this particular painting, you're likely like a warrior energy. This feels like, and actually when I took a picture of it, I was like, oh, I see lots of things now. But the first thing I noticed and kind of accentuated was this warrior here with the fiery red beard and big mustache. Feels like a Viking type of energy. This feels like the Emperor card in tarot to me. Is very foundational, very directional, and and also an energy of checking up on things. Not letting things get run down, constantly checking and making sure that foundation is staying strong. I'm feeling like mushrooms, maybe you're adding to your diet some type of mushroom health, and also maybe adding some music, learning to play an instrument, maybe just on your own, maybe you're taking lessons, but some sort of addition to music, or you might be drawn into a new type of music, or possibly even like meditative flute music or drumming, that type of thing. So let's get some tarot, see what's going on, what's happening with you. Are you being creative? Are you taking time to be creative? Because that's partly where your fire is going to be coming from. If your job isn't creative, does that mean you shouldn't be doing something creative for yourself, for your own internal fire? This beard of his just looks like a fire. And when I took a picture, I saw another face over here, saw another face there. There was a lot going on. Got the world card underneath. This had a very Viking feel, so I'm using my Viking rune deck. So let's get an idea where things are at for you, what kind of energy you are currently in. You might be feeling like things aren't going your way. We have the Three of Swords. Anything else? There we go. Three of Swords, the Eight of Swords. You may feel trapped. You may feel like, often if you feel like an emperor kind of person, you may be feeling like, if I can't do it, nobody can do it for me. This is easy to feel trapped in this energy. You might be feeling like, the cards say, I am just in this kind of painful time. I don't know what to do. I'm trapped, and that's it. So this has kind of put things at a standstill for you, possibly. We have the Hangman, which can be a new perspective, but it can also be a pause. So where we said, yeah, you might feel like with these Three and Eight of Swords that you're at a standstill. Definitely, we're going to get more on that with another tarot to clarify. But let's look into any challenges We already know there's challenges. Okay, let's look into the second row is about your challenges. So maybe they're all wrapped up in the first row, but let's please get a card. There we go. Your challenges, 3 of Cups, having fun, or if things have been pretty serious lately. So your challenge right now is kind of being able to, these are all swords, that's your mind, that's that activity, to take your mind out of whatever is going on that you can't help at this moment, or that you can't need to think about every minute of every day, and learn to have a little fun in that. So your special advice from Spirit, your advice here is the High Priestess. Trust your intuition. Look at the big buffalo behind her. You may feel like you're out in the cold, but you've got a team behind you like you would not believe. Look at that big buffalo in the background. The High Priestess. So Spirit is saying there's help. You need to find it. Let's get more. Yeah, the Four of Swords is there's a rest that is needed here. It might be why your higher self is kind of holding you back right now. I don't know. Like I said, we're going to clarify all these, but you've got the Four of Swords, and it's like taking a rest before that next journey. Let's see what's coming with the fourth row. Let's see what you might be able to expect here. Knight of Cups and Temperance, balance. And strength. 2 major arcanas. You've got 3 major arcanas counting this. The High Priestess, Temperance, and Strength. So whatever this is for you now, it feels huge, but it does feel like you might need to reach out. We're going to get some clarifiers on that. What you've got coming is balance and strength. I don't know what's out of whack here, but you are one that likes to keep things running smoothly. And when something arises that you can't fix, you don't like it. That is clear, and that I can relate to. It's one of the hardest things about being that Emperor energy. You might be a fire sign. And I believe the Emperor is an Aries card in the tarot, but I'm no expert. So let's see your current energy, this pause, this kind of self-imposed prison, this pain. What is going on? Okay, making a choice is what's holding up your happiness. I feel like there's a choice that needs to be made to get you out of this stuck position. And as you can see from the 7 of Cups, he's like, oh, I want that one. No, I want that one. I don't want to make the wrong choice. Oh, I feel so alone in this, you know? And what's waiting on the other side of this prison is 9 of Cups. It's wish fulfillment. So I feel like what you're going to choose, let's get one more clarifier for that. I don't know. Like, it's making a choice that is really holding it up. 7 of Cups, 9 of Cups. From indecision to wish fulfillment is judgment. It's heeding the call. It's choosing balance. It's choosing you. This feels very like I can almost hear a choir. Whoa. It feels like this not only moves you forward, it moves everything forward. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Heeding the call. Trusting yourself. trusting your higher self, letting that become more part of you. I want to get one more for the Seven of Cups here. I just want to get one more for the Seven of Cups. Actually, I'm going to use this little tiny deck for the Seven of Cups. Please tell us more. Like what, any advice that we can use here to get us from the Seven of Cups to the Nine of Cups. What do we need to know? Rest and rejuvenation. This is the same as this card. Four of Swords. Rest and rejuvenation. But how do we make that choice? That's the Lover's card. How do we make that choice? This is often about decisions. Okay, so maybe you're being asked to just take a break. Take a day of not trying to make this decision, and maybe it'll come to you. Because number 6, harmony, the Lovers can definitely, it's often about making a decision. And that's where the unhappiness is lying. So it's like maybe take a break from that, and then the answer will come to you and bring prosperity. Now you have another 6, material and spiritual prosperity. You will choose right. If you take a break, mental conflict on the bottom. If you can take a break from that conflict, promise yourself not to think about it all day. I feel like the answer, the choice is going to come to you easier, and we'll get some oracle to round that up. But let's look at the second row. Challenges is balance. Your challenge is to balance this with this. You know, celebration or solving these problems. That's one of the hardest things to do when there's a problem, is like to go just take your mind out of it for a minute. Oh yeah, which is what we already talked about here. So definitely take your mind off this problem for a minute. This is the Hermit card. Yes. Balancing between that Hermit energy Seven of Wands, standing your ground, clarity. A lot of information coming at you. I feel like that's the biggest challenge, is finding clarity in this time. It's like when this one big link is out of whack, you're feeling it in your whole space. That's why it's hard to find the balance. But the Seven of Wands is asking you to stand your ground, get this solved, because it's going to bring you that complete clarity. Let's get one more here for the second row. You will find clarity in this. You will choose, and it will take you where you need to go. And you'll look back and say, oh, why was that so hard to choose? Yeah, you've got the Ace of Swords and a firm foundation. So that's your challenge, was to focus, balance, and maybe step out of the worry part for a minute, and that answer will come to you with the Ace of Swords and your firm foundation to follow. That's your challenge, is to kind of get out of that mind space. So the third row is about advice. So we've already been asked to kind of get out of that worry space, rest, recharge, trust your higher self. And let's get a clarifier for that. Oof, you might feel very reflective right now. I feel like I'm just on autopilot, like we've got the Fool on the bottom, but let's take a look at what the Three of Wands is telling us. Look at the similarity here. Where I just said I feel so reflective. I just feel like, very, very peaceful, very calm, very much like these people looking out at the water. And the Three of Wands here, she knows. She's just being patiently waiting for that wave to come so she can hop on it. And that's kind of, with the Fool backing that up, that is definitely Spirit's advice to you. Rest. Watch for that wave. You've already decided what wave you're waiting for. That's what's going to make this all worthwhile. Is this choosing, and then you know what wave you're waiting for. Okay? It just allows everything to move forward then. It's all sitting on that decision. Let's get a clarifier for the third row here. But it feels very calm and peaceful, doesn't it? A lot of all the water energy. Hope. There you go. That's beautiful. That is the star card. So you're patiently waiting, you're resting. You've already made this choice. It's helping you rest, and it helps you know what your next move is, and that is bringing hope and moving on the bottom. Six of Swords. So let's look at the fourth row here for the probable outcome. You've got a lot of strength coming in, balance, but making this decision is everything. It's what's creating this foundation. Wow. And another major arcana in your outcome, the Death Rebirth card, number 13. You have 3 major arcanas in your outcome here. So this is bringing a whole new sense of who you are. Page on the bottom, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands here. Lots of new energy coming in. There's Page of Pentacles again, 10 of Pentacles. This is bringing this decision. It's not just what you chose, it's making a choice because it feels big, but it's empowering you. It's not because of what you had to choose between, because you were able to make that choice. Three of Swords on the bottom. You're changing. We had the Three of Swords here at the very beginning, and this is what you're healing. And all of these cards plunked right down. They're very forward moving. Page of Wands. This can be a partner coming in. This can be new ideas, new passion. But pages are newness. Pages, and you have 2 of them here. Page of Pentacles. So this is going to get you kind of fired up. We have definitely get you fired up. Look at this. We have the Queen of Wands and the Sun with these 2 pages. Can you see it? This is starting a whole new cycle of fire for you that might have gone out. You might be feeling kind of depleted because of all of this big, heavy stuff here. And this is bringing in your new spark, your new, and the 10 of Pentacles. Like, come on. Pages, Sun, Queen of Wands, she knows her stuff. Like, she's on fire. 10 of Pentacles, that's overall happiness. So there's a lot of new growth, new happiness coming in, and it's all this decision, the Knight of Swords, definitely making that choice and running with it and knowing that's you've chosen and you're going wholeheartedly towards that choice. So we'll just grab an oracle or 2 to round this up for you. Optimism. How nice is that? We've got clouds, optimism. Potential opportunities, search for answers, come back down to reality, flow of life. This is what we're stuck right now, and we're asking for clarity, and you do have the flow of life. Trouble and confusion, yeah, that was the Moon card, and all the decision making, not knowing what to make. And this is transition from one phase of life to another, which is exactly what we've talked about. This is going to shift everything forward, not the decision itself, like we said. It's the way you chose and the way you trusted yourself. Memories. You're about to receive a gift. Good and fortunate things. Life opens for exciting new possibilities with this journey and the boat. New love can arise. Yeah, definitely. You're moving into something brand new. Got a dog for protection on the bottom. So hopefully this helps. Like, you are a force to be reckoned with, and this is just going to make you stronger. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Until next time, take care. Reading number 2, welcome. First of all, let's talk about your little energy painting here. There's a lot happening in here. At first glance, you see an adult and a child kind of riding this magic carpet. It almost feels like it does feel that magical to me too. In the background, though, there's an angel energy here. And even the mountain has a face and is always watching. And there's two perspectives. There's a perspective of an eye down here and an eye up here. There's also two, it feels like lovers together here with another angel holding them up. They don't even know it. You know, there's so many moving parts that you can't see. This is telling me it's almost like what's hidden, but you can feel the power. I don't want to say beneath you, but around you. This, it just looks so simplified up here, but if you see everything going here, you're like, wow, there's a lot going on. You're not really controlling as much as you think you are. So if you were drawn to this painting, you might be realizing, wow, I need to do my part. And by the way, this feels like they're able to float on this magic carpet because of their belief. Have you ever had a dream where you know how to fly? Because it's in your mind, you have this belief and you're able to keep up that thought, and it help. Okay, this probably sounds crazy, but anyways, it's kind of like that. So let's have a look here. I talked about the lovers here in the middle, and we have the lovers card. So this is kind of like what's going on currently. The second row will be about any challenges you might be facing. And we have two cards for that. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So we're looking at maybe a self-imposed prison, and maybe going over and over and over, kind of doing inventory in your life and making decisions on what's happened in the past, and that may be keeping you here in this self-imposed prison, whereas when you turn around you go, oh, I don't really need to necessarily believe that. I'm going to check around and see if maybe there's something else I can do. Okay, we'll take those two for the third, and I'm going to put these back because that's way too many cards. But for the third row, we're looking for some advice from Spirit. And let's see what advice Spirit has. Well, it looks like you don't need any advice at all. Something tells me you're opening your heart, and it has a lot to do with trust, but you've got an ace and then a 10. That's like a lot of one energy and a lot of abundance. Spirit is saying, open your heart to your abundance. I feel like you already have. This belief system we talked about here, and understanding that the foundation that we don't even know about comes from so far down. This angel is holding up so much, and we are unaware of it up here. So at some point we need to trust in that a little bit, but also do what we can, um, to move our lives forward. I don't believe we've come here to just go, well, I'll just give it to the universe, give it to God. I think we are supposed to make our own efforts and then trust. It's like intention plus surrender equals peace, And so your current energy is about, can be about a relationship, but it's also about making decisions for you. We'll get more on that. So your advice from Spirit is kind of keep doing what you're doing. Make sure your heart is open and you're pushing forward to your dreams, but also trusting in that. Okay, what is coming towards you? We've got the Four of Swords and the Seven of Wands. We've got the Fool card on the bottom. You guys got this. So, what is coming towards you? A rest, trusting that you are safe. You know, rest can look different to a lot of different people. And this for you, the Four of Swords, is this one sword is protecting you while you rest. You feel protected. And the Seven of Wands is standing your ground. You've come a long ways with the decisions you've made. And there's a lot of abundance because of that and because of the trust and working on what you can do to help yourself. We're definitely going to get some clarifiers here, but I love where this is going. The Fool on the bottom. What a lineup, you guys. So let's get a little more here. Let's get which tarot should I use? I'm going to use this one. Okay, let's get some clarifiers here. What? Tell us about the Lovers. What is the Lovers about in your current energy? Making some choices. Oh, did you just have deja vu? I did. The Sun making some good. That's two major arcanas there. So your current energy is pretty darn happy. You're like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with my life. We have the Ten of Pentacles again. This is falling under the second row of kind of challenges. Your challenges may be overthinking or, you know, that self-imposed prison we talked about. And so clarifying that though, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So all of this lushness is moving forward. The Lovers, the Sun, Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you're really moving past this in a big way. And I really feel like the universe is giving you some big challenges and made this hard to work past. Like a big prize for and a big pat on the back for working through whatever you did with these things that you kind of felt you needed to control and monitor. So as far as your advice from Spirit, you've got a lot of positive cards here. Ace of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, almost coming in twice. This is healing something from your past as well. And with Four of Wands here, this is creating a brand new foundation for you. Along with the Fool card is walking forward saying, okay, I can handle whatever comes. I am going to trust. I'm also going to put one foot in front of the other and do what I can, but I'm also going to trust that I will understand what I need to do and find the help to do that. I love that this Ten of Pentacles is kind of bleeding backwards. So it's like really, when I mention healing something from the past, it's kind of that mistrust and having to check, double check, triple check. You're in control of everything. That's what you're balancing out, and that's what's bringing abundance. Let's look into the probable outcome. Seven of Wands, Four of Swords. Very good. Good for you to stick to working through this because it's going to change your life. I'm excited to see what we're going to get here. Going from the Five of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This is life-changing. Do you feel like you've been a little bland and kind of like, ugh, I don't know what to do with myself? It's really flat energy. coming through this, like, check, double check, I'm in control of everything. Check, double check, I'm in control. Like, that's exhausting. It may have been making you feel a little flat and kind of hanging on a little too tightly. We've got the moon. This is like, what is going on? I don't know which way to go. But from that, we're going into celebration mode. So this has been where I said you might be feeling a little flat. This is kind of clarifying that. The moon is the unknown. It's the lack of clarity, all of that. And if you've worked through this, you're probably feeling like, okay, I've got a better handle on everything. I am ready to celebrate and know that I can handle whatever is coming. You're coming from this, I'm on my own. I'm in control of everything. I'm on my own. If I don't come through, I'm lost. That's the Five of Pentacles, and you're going from that to the Ace of Pentacles because you've continued to work on this. So let's get a couple oracles here. Looking very good. I love that your foundation is in the middle. Your foundation card with the Four of Wands is in the middle. And under that is abundance with Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. This is like amazing. Doesn't mean there's not, you know, troubles to get through anytime in the future. We all have that. Nothing is ever take charge with authority. Interesting. That is over where we talked about, I'm in control of everything. Da 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 da. This is, let's get a clarifier for that, because that's what we were talking about, kind of leaving behind. And now here we have it again. So I'm actually going to use the original deck to clarify that. Look, we have the Emperor on the bottom under the Fool, which is like take charge with authority. So let's clarify that a bit, because we've got you kind of moving forward, like helping yourself as much as you can, but then also releasing what you can't control, which was, oh yeah, Ten of Wands. Like, you're ready to release that, because when you're of this mind, which many of us are, we feel like it's going to break us at some point because there's nowhere to turn. And that's what we're asking clarity on. Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands, and Six of Pentacles. Okay, that really tells the story, doesn't it? This is you. You're the one that rushes in and has the ideas to save things. You're really quite self-sufficient. But it is getting heavy, and this taking charge with authority is your nature. But now you're starting to see, like we mentioned in the beginning, all the moving parts underneath you that you have nothing to do with. And so when you're feeling this Ten of Wands energy, like you are almost there, you are almost done. You just need to put down some of this so you can move forward and dream and journey. And with that, we have the Six of Pentacles. That's reciprocity. That's giving and taking, a little more even. So we've got some help kind of coming in for you. So whether that's from spirit or whether that's from somebody here, a person, it'll be different for everybody. But I love that it comes rushing in like a Knight of Wands. We've got the Cross here. Expect obstacles in the way of your desires. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Hard-won success and happiness. So we do see that coming, but it's not been easy, and that definitely clarifies everything we've been talking about, doesn't it? But look at all the prosperity coming in. This has not been an easy road. Okay, we just mentioned prosperity. Prosperity in business, good luck. Stable relationships. This is an anchor. Good luck in the middle. I love that. And oops, sorry, bumped the camera there. Yeah, so this might feel like it's been a long, hard road, because it has. But there's so much strength that comes with that. And it's just reaching out just to give a little bit of that control away that's going to change everything. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that helps. And thanks for checking out my reading today. And until next time, take care. Reading number 3. Welcome. I love this little painting. If you were drawn to this, you're likely quite naturally psychic and tap into energies even when you don't know you are. There's a lot going on up here. You were one of those people that tap in energy to the overlaying thoughts and just goings ons, I want to say, in the upper atmosphere, if that makes sense. Because I do feel like, there's a lot of thoughts that aren't ours. In fact, some people claim none of our thoughts are our own. They're whatever we're drawing in, right, from the universe. So you are very in tune to this, and you may seek shelter here on occasion and bubble yourself, which is not a bad idea. I do this, and it's not about retreating from society. It's from taking space for my mind where I don't take any of this in and try to really just zone out and be in my own space, which isn't easy, but you might want to consider art to help you get in this space. It's changed my life. So, whole other topic. But anyway, this is a good creative energy you've got going on here, and you can feel this help behind you. There's a white bird flying over your home. You feel like you've got this extra protection because you do. Sometimes you need it. All right, let's dig in a little bit more with some tarot. But you might be feeling a little hermity lately, and then the next day be like, oh, I just want to go mix with everybody, and back and forth, which is fine. Trust yourself. This is a weird time. I feel like a lot of this storm that's happening around us is affecting a lot of people and all of us, which is why we need this little time away so that we can see what's real. These feel like keys to me. And so I do really believe that you will get some inspirational ideas from your higher self, from spirit. So what we're going to do is look into your current energy. You've got 3 cards. That's kind of hilarious. You've got the Moon with the Ace of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. So you are likely feeling kind of, what the HE double hockey sticks is going on, to pure clarity. You might be bouncing back and forth from that. We talked about this kind of shitstorm up here where it's like, what there's, and then you kind of retreat and tap into some quieter energies. That's what this is about. It's back and forth. It's like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm just going to retreat for a bit, and then you come into full clarity. You're ready to march forward. And the 7 of Pentacles is really you kind of taking inventory on yourself. So let's leave those there. And I love where this is going. Let's see what else is, what's any challenges you might have right now other than this kind of bouncing back and forth. What a roller coaster. Okay, way too many cards here. I'm going to start over. We have Justice, Queen of Swords, What are your challenges? You might feel like you have a ton of challenges, hence the 9 cards that just came out. But let's narrow them down a little bit. What are any challenges for group number 3? Okay, you might be having trouble focusing on your work, focusing on your life because of this. You might be feeling a little kind of uprooted right now, which is definitely a possibility. And it almost feels like, when you plant a seed and it starts to grow those tiny little roots that are so fine, but they're starting to work through the soil, and then they get pulled out and they're gone so easily. It feels like this is a stage for you where you're not sure if they're going to take root enough that they can survive a storm. And we've got these 2 pentacle cards, so this feels like definitely about your life, about your work, about your abundance. It feels like you don't really need to worry, that you don't have a challenge in that area, but you might be feeling like you do. We'll get more on that. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles is kind of like honing your skills, and it's brought you to abundance. So it doesn't feel like a real challenge. The challenge more feels like going in and out of clarity and learning how to just ride through that. This looks a bit like a skull, which I love. That's transformation, and it's also transforming your mind. Okay, we are looking into your message from Spirit. I am going to take all these. There's only 3, so let's do it. But we do have 2 queens here. Queen of Pentacles. This is just upping your game. Whatever you're doing it right. Here we've got your home here, all this stuff going on over top, but you're really focusing on your immediate life. Like, instead of paying attention to the news, like we're all going to blow up tomorrow, you're like, okay, I planted my garden, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, my workout's going great. You're focusing on what's real in your world, and it is paying off. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. This is what we're talking about. We have the lack of clarity. That's the Queen of Swords. Spirit's saying, trust that clarity and ride through the rest. It will pass. There's something, it almost feels like right now there's a total lack of clarity across the board. Everybody's feeling it, at least from time to time. So power up your mind. It's really time to meditate, clear out all this noise and meditate and bring yourself into. Queens have mastered their connections. They've mastered who they are. They're a mature energy that has had experience and now is starting to really own their position in the world. And with those 2 queens, we have the 4 of Wands. That's your foundation. It makes total sense. Like, whatever you're doing, and those look cute together, those 2 communities here. Whatever you're doing to build this, keep going. Doesn't mean you're ignoring and being, like, I have no idea what's going on. You still know what's going on in the world, but it's not your main focus, because it can't be at this point. It can't be. And that's bringing through so much stability for you and make you be able to handle these things that are going on a little bit easier. So Spirit's kind of giving you a pat on the back here, saying you're doing great. You don't need advice. Way too many cards, but we do have the 9 of Swords. So I do feel like some of your worries have been put away. Okay, now we have 1 card. So this is a probable outcome, or a possible outcome. We have the Tower. So you may be noticing some big changes, but I do feel like you are ready to handle them. And part of the meditation work you've been working on is knowing that whatever's coming, you can handle it. We have the 5 of Wands with the Lovers coming out for the last row as well. This is struck. You have been working hard on this, And I love in this deck the Five of Wands because they don't look like they're fighting. They look like they're using, making use of each other's wands to help get where they're kind of going, which is what you've been doing. And with the Tower and the Lovers, this seems like maybe there's going to be a quick decision you're going to need to make. It could be about an actual lover. You could be adding someone into your space because you are sitting in here on your own right now. And so you could be adding someone into your space. This is not necessarily a person. It could be, I see a pet snuggled up here, that type of thing. But there's definitely some change coming here with these two major arcanas. But you've built such a great foundation. I don't see this being a problem. In fact, it might just be the excitement you need to push all of your hard work forward. So let's I'm going to use my Viking Tarot. Let's get a few clarifiers here. Also, people may be kind of telling you like, oh, you need to get out more. You need this and that. And to that, I always say, have you been like spying on me and you know where I am? Because I get that a lot. You need to get out more. How do you know where I am? Okay. Getting out isn't always the answer. And I get out enough. Okay. Yeah, 8 of Cups, moving to higher ground. So whatever, this is your situation right now. This is your current energy. You're like, okay, I'm leaving behind what does no longer serve me. I'm working through this lack of clarity at point, but this clarity is coming through, and it's because you're simplifying your life. This has a lot to do with clearing your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts moment to moment all day and see what's coming in, because we can sort out a lot. It's like going through a cupboard and taking out what we don't need. Page of Cups and the 9 of Wands in our challenges. I don't feel like you have any challenges. With the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands, you've worked hard. This is like the wounded warrior. You know you're almost there. And in fact, you know it so well that you are there. And this Page of Cups is a new opening for you that's going to be arriving on your doorstep, some kind of opening. This could be the Lovers we talked about. This could be you have no challenges. Your challenges are maybe opening your heart a little bit, but I don't even feel like that's a challenge. I feel like you've got this. Okay, anything else for the second row? Yeah, you do got this. Emotional maturity. I just said I feel like you got this. You got the King of Cups. You have emotional maturity. You are ready to open your heart to whatever. This, like we said, this could be a partner. This could be a pet. This could be a new friendship. This could be a new idea. This could be a new way of being. Definitely for the third row of your advice from Spirit. Four of Wands twice, baby. Wow. Four of Wands with the Four of Wands. You you don't need any advice. Spirit's saying you've got this. Like, you've got this. You've worked hard on your foundation. This is more of an outside thing. This Moon card with the lack of clarity, when I talked about this shitstorm floating above us always, it's like that is trying to tap into you, but you're taking the steps not to allow it. Okay. Cool. This is exciting. Let's get a clarifier for row 4. 2 4 of Wands. There's too many cards. Why are these here? Let's see. They go with this one. I just hear it. Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ten of Swords. Jeez. These are, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. It's too many cards, but there's a lot of cups in there. Your heart is opening. You are starting a new journey. You might even be adding on to your home or doing work in your yard. You might be changing things that way. Your foundation is built. Now you're ready to add on. Add on. I keep hearing that. You're ready to add on. Again, too many cards, but oh my God, they're all amazing. You've got the Fool card. This is now you're ready to step forward, knowing that whatever's coming, I can handle it. The Queen of Cups to your King of Cups. Let's leave that there. But I do feel like this heart space is opening. You may be feeling a lot of emotion lately, which is fine. It doesn't even have to be around anything. It's releasing, and it's also clearing. You're clearing your physical space. You've got strength under the Fool. The Ten of Cups. Do they look happy or what? They are celebrating. This is abundance. This is cups, cups, cups. Look at all the cups and the foundation card. So, and the Star. We've got the Tower, and the Star comes later, doesn't it? The Star comes right after the Tower card. And this is hope. This is hope. This is movement. This is recognition. And these are all major arcanas except for the Ten of Cups. But you've got two major arcanas here, three here. This is a big change coming in your life. Whatever that looks like for you, this is huge. That's the Tower. But I don't think you need to be nervous about the Tower. I think the Tower is, the Tower is like, boom, here you go. Open that door. Let's roll. Let's get a couple oracles for you. Woohoo. An oracle for pile 3. Egg, new life is the one that's flipped over. That's what we're just talking about here. That's major change. I really want to look at these two. Or at least the top one. The other one won't lift up. Fire, passion, emotions, renewal, essential to your spiritual growth. Let's put that there with the Lovers. This says new life. It's the Egg. Successful new beginning, which is what we've been talking about. You've got your foundation. You've got your foundation so good. It's time to add on. Endurance with the Bear. Solitude buried deep within, standing up for beliefs and values. This is the solitude deep within. I love that. I love that. I love this painting. Soul mirror with the eye. Insight into a long-standing problem. Deep revelations of wisdom and insight. Yeah, you're realizing, I think I'm there. I think I've arrived. That's what you're realizing. And you're ready to add on. You're ready to add on a seat beside you here. Okay. Thanks for checking out my reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, take care.